Everybody. Today, we're talking about buying a home.
How will I ever be able to buy a home with these high interest rates and prices? Guess I'll be renting forever.
Yep, that's the situation for a lot of people. There's lots of people out there that want to buy a home because by renting, they are paying for someone else's investment and putting money in a landlord's pocket instead of their own pocket. By renting, also your rent goes up at the whim of the landlord.
Thank you. Rent goes up next month.
A mortgage payment is fixed. But, in the last few years, prices have skyrocketed, and interest rates recently have also skyrocketed, making buying out of reach for some buyers. The Eastern Panhandle is more affordable than the surrounding states, Maryland, Virginia, D.C., but prices here have also gone up. So here's some strategies to help make buying a home more accessible. And by the way, our contact information is below. And if you're interested in the Eastern Panhandle, thinking about buying or selling a home, consider subscribing. Before we get into the subject matter, here's 2 examples when renting is probably a better option than buying. Number 1, if you're likely to move within the next few years. Home prices in Berkeley County in the current market appreciate about 3.7% a year. So for a $300,000 house, that'd be about $11,000. If you add up the money you put into the house, plus the cost of selling, you'll probably be in the red. The cost of selling is usually around 6-7% with transfer taxes, broker's fees, attorney's fees, if you add all that up. So it takes a few years for appreciation to cover those expenses. So if you know you'll be moving, then renting is the better option. Also, if you're dealing with job instability, you probably don't want the stress involved in worrying about losing your income and your home. But if you're in a stable job, planning on staying put, here's some ideas to make buying a home more affordable. Number 1, buy a duplex. Live on one side, rent the other side. Or buy a home that has a rentable basement, or a basement that you could turn into a rentable unit. I have a client that turned her basement into a rental, and she rents to traveling nurses. So she offsets her mortgage payments with rental income. And she's watching interest rates so she can refinance when they go down, making her mortgage payment lower, while the rental income she collects goes up over time. And there's tax advantages to having a rental as well as owning a home. But if the landlord thing gets to be a hassle, you're just not into it, refinancing down the road could make the mortgage payment doable without the rental income. But that is a way to buy a home and supplement your payment until rates go down. Another option is to buy a home with a friend you know and trust, or a relative you know and trust, and buy it as a tenants in common. Tenancy in common allows multiple people to own a property together, each holding a distinct share. These shares can be equal or unequal, and they can be freely sold or bequeathed to others. This option comes with some pitfalls, so you'll want to upfront create some remedies to cover worst-case scenarios, like potential disputes, financing challenges, and the risk if someone stops paying their share. All these remedies would need to be created with a real estate attorney signed by all parties. The more details, the better. For example, if one owner stops paying, then the other owner would be able to buy the non-paying owner's portion at an agreed price, either paying outright or in installments. So this type of ownership requires some research, so you are aware of what it all entails, and also a legal document covering how to deal with the potential problems that could come up. Expect the best, plan for the worst. But buying a home with another party and pooling resources can be a pathway to owning larger, more valuable properties in the future. But do be aware, it has some pitfalls. So you need to address potential problems. And it's a trend that varies by region based on local housing markets, legal frameworks. So guidance by real estate attorney familiar with this type of ownership is really a good idea. And this type of ownership is different than joint tenancy, which is typical for lifetime partners, married couples. On that, you both own 100% of the property, so you couldn't sell your portion. If one party dies, ownership passes to the surviving partner. So, becoming a landlord or buying a home with another person are two strategies to make buying a little more affordable. Home ownership isn't just about the here and now. It's a long-term investment in your future and puts you on a path to building wealth as the equity in the home grows. With fixed payments, the potential for rental income, and the option to refinance, buying a home can offer a stability and financial growth. Like I said earlier, a $300,000 house appreciates in Berkeley County at 3.7%. So $11,000 a year, and that's a better deal than a lot of investments. So if you're mulling over whether to buy or rent, consider your job stability, your willingness to manage property, and the long-term benefits of ownership. And remember, the option to refinance in the future can make a big difference in your finances. Okay. Thank you for joining us today. We're here to help with these significant life decisions. So contact us anytime. Like I said, our contact information is below. And I'll see you next week. Have a great week. Bye.